This lesson covers completing a survey response. Topics include the difference between sites and surveys, starting a survey response, and responding to various question types. Two of the main types of data in MWater are called sites and surveys. Sites are any physical location or facility that you want to monitor over time. These include water points, health facilities, communities, schools, households, and more. Surveys are digital forms made up of questions. When a user fills in these questions, it creates a survey response.
A survey form can be thought of as a template, and its survey responses are the individual copies of the template which are then filled out.
One survey can have many survey responses. As you can see in this diagram, there can be many different types of sites. A survey can be done on each of these sites, and then the enumerator can return to the site to see how things have changed over time. For example, if there is a survey called Water Point Functionality Survey, a different survey response is created for each water point that is surveyed. An important note is that surveys may include a site question, which will refer to a specific site, for example, the Bohawk National School. A user may complete surveys on this school's water facilities every year to see how things have changed over time. To review, sites are physical locations that can be monitored over time, and surveys are digital forms that can be completed to collect data on any topic, which may or may not refer to a site. Okay, let's start from the MWater Surveyor homepage for this lesson. Surveys can be started from many different locations, including the homepage, the tasks page, the add button, and the sites page of various different types of sites. If I click on a site, for example, and I open it up, it'll have an option to start a survey related to this site. I'm going to go to the home page first. For now, let's click on the Start a Survey button. This will display a list of all surveys that have been deployed to the user. Surveys on any topic can be deployed to users, groups of users, or entire organizations via the MWater portal. Please see the course on using the MWater portal for more information. If you don't see your survey in the list here, you may have to talk to your survey administrator to deploy it to you via the portal. As you can see in the list, I have 3 surveys deployed to me: MWater Training Participant Survey, Household Health Outcomes Survey, and Meeting Report. If there are more surveys than can fit on the page, a blue text button will appear below saying Show More. There is also an expandable section, which, when clicked, will display MWater standard surveys like MWater Standard Functionality Report, MWater Standard Sanitary Inspection, and the MWater Standard Drinking Water Quality Test Report. Now let's click on the MWater Training Participant Survey. If you have access to multiple deployments for this survey, a page will appear here where you can select which deployment you want to create the survey under. This survey requires a name for the draft survey response, so I will enter in an example like Brian's Training Survey Response. And I'll click Save. Now that I've started the survey, I'll see the title of the survey form called MWater Training Participant Survey, and I'll see the section or page which I'm on, which is 1, Personal Information. Now I'm going to go through this survey to give an example of each type of question that users may see when responding to a survey. Please follow along on your device and fill in the example information to get some practice. You may pause the video at any time or go back to make sure that you don't miss anything important. The first type of question is a text question. If I click on the box below the question, Your Name, the keyboard will appear where I can enter in my name. You will see a red star or asterisk above the Your Name question, which means that it is required. Any questions without red stars are not required. If you leave a required question blank, when you try to go to the next page or submit the survey, it will display a red box around the question which needs to be completed to continue. For example, if I delete what I put in here, and I try to go to the next page, I'll see a red box appears around your name. I'm going to type in my name again and click below. The next question is an image question. When clicked, this allows users to take a picture with their camera or upload one from the photo gallery on the device. After a picture is added, some image questions will allow the user to click the camera icon again to add multiple images. Please take a selfie of yourself now, or take a photo of anything else you'd like. The camera question will only work if you've allowed MWater to use your camera in the MWater App Permissions menu of the Android settings. I'm going to skip this question because I don't want to take a selfie right now. You'll see though that because this question does not have a red star, I can continue to the next page without being stopped. The next question is, which football team do you support? This is what's called a drop-down question. When a user clicks on the box, a list will appear with various options that can be selected. Drop-down questions only allow you to select one option. You may also see at the bottom an option for Other. Please specify. If I select this, I can write in an answer that was not in the list. I'm going to put Argentina, for example. The next question is a date question, which asks, what is today's date? I can either type it in manually in the date box, or click on the calendar icon on the right. By clicking on the left and right arrows, I can change the month of the calendar. By clicking on the month, I can change the year of the calendar. I'm going to choose today's date, for example. The icon at the bottom left will choose today's date, and the icon at the bottom right will delete this value. I'm going to choose today's date and click the calendar icon to collapse it. At the bottom of the page, we'll see buttons labeled Next, Save for Later, and Discard. The Next button will move on to the next section or page. If we were on the last page, this would say Submit instead, which would complete the survey. If we were on the second page, we would see a Previous button, which would allow you to go to the previous section or page. The Save for Later button will save the survey response as a draft on the device so that it can be completed later. The Discard button will delete the survey response. Be careful because surveys that are deleted in this way cannot be recovered. Let's click the Next button. Now I'm on the second page, labeled 2, Professional. The first question here is your organization. I'm going to type in MWater, and I'm going to click outside the text box. The next question is, what is your role in your organization? This is called a radio button question. Radio buttons questions only allow you to select one option. You can tell that this is a radio button question because the icons on the left side are circular. This is distinct from a multi-check question, which will have squares as the icon. Please choose any of these from the list. Remember, if you select Other, please specify, you can always type anything into the box below. I'm going to choose Monitoring and Evaluation. The next question is, how many years have you been in this job? This is called a number question. I'm going to put 5 here. Some number questions are whole number questions, and some are decimal questions that can take a decimal. This question is not a decimal, so you'll see it appears red when I try to type in a decimal. I'm going to go back and choose just the number 5. If I click outside of this box, the keyboard will disappear. Again, you can see the buttons at the bottom, and now I have the back button if I wanted to go back to the first page. I'm going to click Next. This will take us to the next section or page. This is where we're going to end this lesson. To review, we've covered the difference between sites and surveys, starting a new survey response from various different pages, and a few of the basic question types. The next lesson will cover the rest of these question types.